The market is not random. It's physics. Everything in this world operates under laws. Laws that cannot be seen, but can be felt. Laws that are not debated, but act. Hello, dear friends. I am one monologue. All thanks belong to the Almighty God, who created a universe where everything is in balance. If you stop for a moment and observe the world carefully, you will understand one very simple thing. Nothing is random. Everything has weight. Everything has mass. Everything has impact. And this is where the connection begins, between physics and trading. In physics, every object has its own mass. The larger the object, the greater the force it exerts. The smaller the mass, the easier it moves. And this is not just theory, it is reality. A heavy object does not move easily. A light object moves fast. Now think about trading. Isn't it the same thing? In the market, it is forces that move the price, supply and demand. Two invisible forces, but very powerful. When demand increases, price rises. When supply increases, price falls. It is a balance. It is a scale. And this scale is always exact. Just like in physics, if you place more weight on one side, the scale tilts. If you place more force in the market, price moves. There are no emotions. There are no opinions. There is only law. And the law never fails. You are not fighting the market. You are fighting the laws of the universe. The problem is that people want to challenge the law. Instead of understanding it, they want to oppose it. Instead of following it, they want to change it. But laws do not change for anyone. In physics, if you drop an object, it falls. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you think. Gravity acts. In trading, if there are more sellers than buyers, price falls. It doesn't matter how much you believe in an uptrend. It doesn't matter how much you hope. The market acts. And this is where the size of bodies comes in. In physics, a large body has more influence than a small one. A planet has more impact than a stone. A greater force changes direction. In trading, it is the large bodies that move everything. Banks, institutions, large funds. They are like planets in the universe. They have mass, they have force, they have influence. While individuals are like small particles. They move, but they do not change the direction of the system. And this is where many people make mistakes. They think they can move the market with their emotions. They think they can win by going against the bigger forces. But this is like trying to stop the wind with your hand. It doesn't work because the law is greater than you. And this is the secret. If you want to understand trading, you must understand physics. You must understand balance. You must understand the scale, because everything is a game of forces, a game of equilibrium, a game of probability. If one side becomes stronger, the other weakens. If one force increases, the other pulls back. And price is the result of this battle. Price does not move because of your opinion, but because of the weight of forces. It is not random. It is not luck. It is mathematics. It is physics. It is law. And the sooner you accept this, the sooner you begin to understand. Because trading is not emotion. It is not desire. It is analysis. It is observation. It is understanding of forces. Just like a physicist who studies the movement of bodies, a trader must study the movement of price. They must see who is pushing, who is pulling, where the greatest weight is, because that is where direction is. Not where you think, but where the force is. And this is why the scale is always exact, because it is not affected by emotions. It is not affected by opinions. It is not affected by desires. It simply balances. And the moment one side wins, the result appears. No discussion, no debate, only result. And in the end, the question is not, what do you think? But where is the weight? Where is the force? Where is the balance? Because that is the answer. And when you understand this, you begin to see differently. You begin to understand that everything is connected. Physics, trading, life are all parts of the same system, a perfect system, a system that functions regardless of us. Therefore, do not fight the law. Understand it, because only then will you be on the right side of the scale.